Well done, Matt. Fantastic performance by this mare. Come across from New Zealand. She's had a couple of runs now for you and getting the job done here tonight.
Thank you very much, Rob. Yeah, got to give credit to Tate and the former stable that looked after her. She's come over in good order, and all we've had to do is keep her ticking along nicely. And so far she's putting the foot in the right direction. And yeah, whether she's good enough to go to Sydney in a couple of weeks, we're not too sure, but that's what we're aiming for at the moment.
Okay, well, she's ticking over really well, and good effort tonight. So we were able to push forward and work to the lead, and you pretty much dictated the race from there.
Yeah, she was able to do a little bit early and find a good position in front, and to her credit, she still got to the line pretty strong, and hopefully we've still got a little bit of improvement in her, and I was very pleased with her run tonight, that's for sure.
This fella has done a very good job since coming across to his stable, and once he found the lead tonight, he was always going to take a power beating.
Yeah, he felt really strong, and that's why I just sort of kept him sort of striding all the way. And when they all dropped off, he got a bit lazy, but he still had a good kick left at the top of the straight.
And the conditions out there, a little bit windy here tonight. From a driver's point of view, how do we sum up the conditions out there?
Oh no, it's pretty good. It's not really that strong, and he didn't seem to worry about it out in front.
Well done, Chris. A great win by this horse. He's a lovely type. That was this season. He's had 7 starts for 4 wins. He had a great season last season. He's a beautifully striking-looking horse and getting the job done really well tonight.
Yeah, just saw how fast he can go, and he had to be left out in the open for a little while down the back, but got cover again round the turn, and once I hooked him out top of the straight, he really sprinted well.
Was that the winning move from your perspective? Had he sort of been parked 3 wide with no cover, would he have been finishing off the same way?
Maybe not, but it was just good to be able to slot back in round the turn and get him back up travelling again.
He looks to be a speed horse where getting cover, he can really let down with that big sprint.
Yeah, well, he's, like most of Emma and Clayton's can do the work and be strong. This one is probably just one of the rare ones that, is just a dead set sit sprinter. But, when he's as fast as he is and can get a run like that, he's always going to be hard to beat.
We've got a very special guest who's one of the great drivers in the world, David Miller, and it's just fantastic to have David driving at Tabcorp Park here tonight. He's a winner of 3 little brown jugs, and I don't know how many millions of dollars in prize money that you've won, David. You've been driving all around the world, and you've popped into Australia and thought, why not come to Tabcorp Park and drive some winners? Well done.
Yes, thank you. It's been a real pleasure, and it's a great experience, and I'm very glad to be here.
You've been to Australia before?
Yeah, I was here in 1999 for a driving championship.
Fantastic. And what brings you across to lovely Melbourne now?
It's just been a working vacation. Me, my wife, and my buddy Nifty Norman and his wife, we started out in Auckland, and here we are.
Here we are, and you've jumped on He's Okie Dokie, who's not the most easiest horse to handle. As we can see, he can get a bit unsettled, but you just drove him an absolute treat.
Yeah, he raced terrific. He raced very well, setting the hole nice, and had a lot of go.
That was an amazing performance. He's been a great horse, Chris, right throughout his career, a winner of over 400,000. And tonight, we asked you a little bit earlier on about his run last start and tonight, and you just felt that he just needed to be driven with a bit of cover and just come with the one run, and everything panned out quite well. And obviously, a few horses just feeling maybe the effect of last week's run, and you came over the top of him to win.
Yeah, he's as you said, he's been a great horse for a long time. I think I won a Bill Collins mile or something on him at Cranbourne like 4 or 5, maybe even longer years ago when Chris Lang trained him, and he's always been really good, and he was pretty ordinary last week by his standards, and Lils has done a great job to turn him around.
There was a period there he sort of was struggling to win for a while. He went through a bit of a patch where a lot of placings, and he's just sort of worked his way back, and it's a real credit to Brent Lilly. We know Brent does an outstanding job. I think it's his birthday tomorrow, so he's got something to celebrate after the win tonight, but he's done a great job with this horse.
Yeah, he has. As they all get older, they probably lose the will for racing a bit, and yeah, he's done a wonderful job just to keep him happy and get him up to win tonight.
He's a sit and sprint horse, probably got one of the most devastating sprints in the game, and he proved it tonight. Well done.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, he's been going really well of late, just through bad draws and no luck in running. I mean, his form doesn't read the best, but going into the night, he sort of had the best draw he'd had for a while, so we were quietly confident. Probably still didn't think we could knock off the favourite, but gave ourselves a really good place chance. But the way the race mapped out, it was a really genuine tempo which suited him throughout, and he was sort of off the bit and struggling a bit around the turn, but when we straightened up and I got the plugs out, he just found another gear and hit the line really well.
Fantastic. I know you've got a great association with Adam Kelly. He does an amazing job, and he's really given you some amazing opportunities. And winning big races on this type of night, it's really the consolation of the Hunter Cup, and it's a great lift for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what we drive for, is nights like tonight. It's a great thrill to win a race on one of the most prestigious nights in harness racing, and as you said, Adam's been great to myself personally and for my career. So to get a winner for him on a night like tonight, which is really satisfying.
The trip from WA to Victoria, it's not an easy trip. I know he's a seasoned traveller, but you've probably had a few little battles over the last few weeks to get him at his best tonight.
Yeah, sure, and it was worrying times there for a while, and it was probably pretty well 90% resolved after about, or 85% resolved after about 3 days, and he was a lot better, and from there, like he just copped the work we gave him, and this week's been a pretty tough week for him, but he stood up to it.
Tell me, just in the run, obviously around the 400 metre mark, what were you thinking? Did you feel he could do the job?
Look, it had been a stayers race, and that's what I thought we'll turn it into tonight. There's enough talk, but I thought tonight we can walk the walk and make it, And although he was tired, he kept going. He just gave it his all.
Greg, well done on your drive on Soho Tribeca as well. You must have been very proud of his performance in the way he went tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. No, he's a lovely horse, and just a real pleasure and an honour, to be trusted the reins by Mick and Rob. So, just a real privilege to be a part of it, and he certainly did us proud tonight.
As a driver, to be involved in such a big race and so many moves, so many champion horses, must get a kick out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's I've only had a few drives in Hunter Cups, and I think I've ran 2 seconds in the third now, so I've been around the mark, and it's just great to be a part of it. And when we pulled out the marble of 13, you sort of thought, well, all hope's lost, and but the old saying, it's just a starting position. That sort of was the case tonight. We were able to lob a really good spot, as it turned out, and just missed the prize.
Well done. Loved seeing this horse win on Hamilton Cup Day. He's just kept getting better and better, and wow, great effort tonight.
She's amazing. She was going so poorly a little while back that we were starting to really worry about her, but we didn't lose faith in her, and Jeff Hood, Regal's owner, didn't lose faith in her, which is great, and he's being rewarded now, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, she did lose form there for a while. As you said, looked like she was going backwards there for a while. What went on? Just, I don't know, you tell me.
Well, I don't know either. She's got an ungainly gait, and she lost confidence, and she was trotting poorly, and Mick tried a few things, and he's got it right at the moment, and she's just flying.
Here with a very happy Lisa Miles. We're just having a bit of a chat after the race. If you just sort of joined in at the 400 and saw number 8 in front and number 1 coming down the outside, it sort of didn't make a lot of sense, because normally the 1 would be in front of the 8 after the start of the race, but somehow you all reversed positions, but all that cares for you that you got up and won.
That's okay. We generally do things a hard way in one way or another, but look, he's just done a fantastic job.
He's been a funny horse, hasn't he? He's I think challenged a lot of people on the way, and I think I've had a chance to talk to you about Tiavon's Dream a few times here at Melton, but there's so often he runs some great races, but just finds a little way of not winning or just finding a bit of bother.
Just bother, I think it is. He certainly doesn't intentionally not win, but this is one horse that tries 150% all the time for you, and he's a little Trojan horse, and he'll just run through a wall for you. But I'm really proud to have him as part of the team.
Tell me about the race. You drew one, but somehow you got shuffled back.
Always the way. You've got the best drawer, and you always end up sort of in the worst spot when you look at it on paper. But you know, with the speed on early, he's takes it to his advantage and can actually sprint over the top.
You had the Spiteri family and everyone involved cheering this horse home, and it was great to see it win for him, so well done.
Thanks, mate. That's probably why we got tired 50 out. I had to push them all off the cart. They were all on with me, but no, really good for them.
Look, the speed map turned out beautifully. It looked like you were going to sit behind the leader, which eventuated, and from that point, you're always going to be a great each-way hope.
Yeah, it was just in two minds down the back. The leader had copped a bit of a soften up, and Dave Miller, you couldn't tell whether he was driving Yankee style or it was just travelling that well, but just took the chance to stay the fence, and it panned out beautifully.
This horse here, he's run some really good races, and he's never been too far away. He's just a bit of one of those horses, sometimes it just goes through a patch where they run a lot of thirds and fourths and fifths, and they're going good, but just things don't pan out well. But tonight it all worked out beautifully.
No, he's sort of been drawing well and been getting hammered early, and that's been taking its toll the last 100. So tonight was a bit of a role reversal. He didn't have to do that bit of work and had a good kick left.